Probably just chill here and then just pick it up from there. All right. Yes, I'm so fucking pumped right now. I'm hanging out with my best friend, Adam Parisi. What is up, dude? We've already been hanging out for a good 15 minutes. I forgot we had to actually record this. And I was just so excited to see you. I was like, let me catch you up on the past like fucking year of my life. And then I just, had a meltdown. And I'm fucking excited, dude. How are you? What is up? I know I already asked you that, but thank you so much for coming on the whatever the fuck this is, hanging out with me.
Hanging out with Brian Barganier. That's the name of this podcast.
That's basically what it is. They're like random interviews. I'm just feeling nostalgic. I'm seeing all the comic books. I've been in that man cave. Like,
Yes.
You're like an arcade set up in there. You have the coolest, like, fucking podcast Kevin Smith shrine of all my fucking homies. I love it. I miss Connecticut and also specifically playing video games with you because you have a pretty in-depth collection too. I've been flexing on the homies out here. There's a retro gaming place going like fucking out of business here, and
nice.
to take advantage of this liquidation sale because I don't know if anyone knows, I have a chest full of Super Nintendo games. I have my Super Nintendo fully operational. Ham had an N64. We've been buying games for that a fuck ton. Like, I have the Game Boy Pocket. I love retro games, keeping that shit. And like, people brag, they're like, I can't believe you have a like perfectly operational, like in mint condition Super Nintendo. I'm like, I've had that thing since I was 5 years old. That is a family fucking heirloom, bro. I have my Nintendo too. It's just, it didn't work anymore. It was just like you had to blow into it every time. But you have like sick shit and stuff. You're a big video game guy too, right? The retro stuff.
Yeah. Well, retro, new stuff, but well, not to tell other people's podcasts, but Retronauts is a podcast that I Patreon as well.
That's what I was about to ask you. But didn't you have one too where you doing like a little review game and stuff? And that was like on console stuff, no?
No, I just post. I was going back and replaying arcade games that were like quarter munchers that I never finished in the arcade because they were basically like pay to play, right? So
yeah.
Like a lot of like the old, like X-Men, the Aliens game, a lot of any of the belt scrollers, any of that stuff. Like,
I fucking love arcades, dude. Like, I just went to Vegas. That's the only, I did not gamble. All the money I dumped away was on weed at dispensaries and arcades, straight up. I did not give a fuck. I love that shit. There's this dope arcade bar down the street. It's one of our favorite places to get laundry quarters too. But I mean, like, I'm all about that shit. I don't drink. I just grab a Red Bull and I ball out. What is your favorite then? Let me ask you. Quarter muncher. I like that term. It sounds dirtier than you meant it, but I'll tell you mine after, but I want to hear yours first.
I think the Simpsons arcade game is one of my favorites because
who's your go-to in it though?
Homer.
Interesting.
I'd probably go with Homer.
Is that just for nostalgia? But he hasn't got moves. I want to be Bart on that skateboard or Marge with that vacuum. I'm fucking going for velocity.
I like Lisa with the jump rope that makes no sense whatsoever. Like,
why does she have any of them?
No, none of it makes a lot of sense. But it's until Simpsons Hit and Run, it was the only good Simpsons game ever.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bart versus the Space Mutants, and any of the other Simpsons games that came out were just horrible, absolutely garbage.
It's a hard thing to cross over to go from TV show to video game. I mean, South Park has tried it a few times. I think they've been the most successful I can really think of. Movies is even harder because those are usually just like, who gives a fuck? I mean, Harry Potter, no one could give less of a fuck about whatever the fuck they're trying to do right now. They're like, stop.
Yeah, I think the South Park games, Fractured But Whole and what the other one, I played both of them. They're really, really great games, but they're very not South Parkian. Like it just feels like a weird episode of South Park, but it has like, the characters are there. But if you
The
knew nothing about
voices.
yeah, the voices are there and you get the jokes and stuff like that. But if you knew nothing about South Park, you could play the game and be fine.
Yeah.
Whereas like, so yeah, Simpsons is like, if the Simpsons did like a crazy, that's why I think the arcade game was so successful, because it was just like, you didn't have to know anything about the Simpsons, but you did get some of the references. Like if you're like,
Yeah.
oh, here's Moe's Tavern. Oh, here's, but you
Also, it's
didn't
just the
have to get,
scroll and fight is just an easy
yes,
genre. I mean, my favorite in that vein is the Ninja Turtle one, but I
yes,
feel like my attention span for that game is about 7 seconds, and I do not
yeah.
give a fuck because it has two buttons, and you're like, oh, I can jump forward and kick, cool, and then you're like, ah,
Yeah, but some of the games have done like really cool things with that mechanic, with a two button mechanic, especially like the latest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that just came out for like all modern consoles and stuff like that. It's a belt
mm,
scroller, very much like Turtles in Time and very much like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. And it's called Shredder's Revenge, and it's very much like that, but you get like, there's other things that you can do. There's like team ups that you can do, just like the Simpsons was too. Like in the Simpsons arcade game, like you can play solo, but if you play with like a couple of people, like you can do team up attacks and stuff like that you never knew was there unless you played with other people.
yeah,
Same
and you
thing
had
with
to
like,
have the money to burn. And I played that game, the Simpsons one
yes,
specifically. I had a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, and I remember just staying there until we beat Mr. Burns or in the fucking
yes,
robot thing or whatever the fuck it is. Like that
yeah,
is my
yeah,
birthday
exactly.
present. Just help me beat this fucking thing once and for all.
Yeah, yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
I people have told me that it's so funny. Like other people have stories about like beating arcade games by like their birthday, or like their dad was like trying to make them forget about their divorce or whatever, and there was just like, here's $20, you're gonna play this game until you beat it. And I never had that kind of money or anything like that, so I kind of like started this like little series where I was just like, I'm gonna go back, and now with ultimate, with emulation and ultimate continues and stuff like that, or playing on some really cool remakes, like any of the cool companies that are doing like compilations and remakes and stuff like that. Not only do you have ultimate like you have continues, but you have like rewind features, save points, and stuff like that, which is cheating, but the game's cheated like motherfuckers, so I don't really care.
I play them mostly just for streaming shit out of pure fucking boredom or being able to play shit on my PC when I should be fucking off doing something else, like,
Yeah,
working or making money to provide for my family. But, other than that, I this is why I stick to actually like retro consoles because you need the
yeah,
things to do it. And if you don't have it, like, fuck off. Like,
yeah. I retro gaming like blew up like everything, like during COVID. everybody had
sure.
like everybody had extra money, everybody had nothing to do, and it was like something you could do at home. So retro gaming was kind of always a little bit expensive, but you could find stuff for like, if you wanted to buy, let's say,
If you're in
an
the right
old Jack.
Facebook marketplaces and
Yeah,
stuff,
but not
like,
only that,
you already
like if you,
knew.
like if you wanted to buy like something that wasn't, something that was made a lot of and was but not super popular, like let's say you wanted to buy a Jaguar, right? You wanted to buy a Jaguar, an Atari Jaguar, and you wanted to buy every game that was made for the Jaguar. You could totally do that, like, and not really spend that much
Like
money.
this place going
And
out of business in Nebraska that
yeah,
the fucking like
yeah, but if you
riot
wanted,
through.
and if you wanted to buy like a non-boxed NES, and you wanted to buy some of the like the easy games to find and stuff like that, you could do that. Like if you wanted like, Zelda and Mario and all that stuff, it wasn't that expensive. And then COVID happened and everybody started buying everything, and the prices went up and went like ridiculous.
It's the
So
games they never repressed either. And that's the weird
yeah,
ones, and that's a lot of the niche fucking like retro games I have. Like, I think my most prized possession out of all the things is I have an original. I never even the plastic wrap is still on it because I never had an N64 when I was a child, but Ham
yeah.
had her own copy going into our relationship. So I've just kept it with all my things. I have a in the plastic still Pokemon Snap uh
Oh,
from
nice.
N64. I know it's not like the whatever, but it's the most like whatever. But
Yeah.
most of the other shit, it's just like, well, I bought this when I was in first grade, so it is what it is. Sorry, we're playing Bugs Bunny on SNES. It's fun. He has pies and
Yeah,
carrots.
no, I mean, there's like lots of games like that, but but retro, like I said, retro gaming, retro, toys and collectibles and everything like that.
You're
Like
into all
every,
those things.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Video games is my line. I mean,
yeah,
Pokemon's where I get extra nerdy and stuff. My quarter muncher, just so you know, Galaga. Don't need to go into it, but
yeah.
huge Galaga fan.
When you came over and you got on the arcade, the first thing you did was like you're like, what's the Galaga? What's the Galaga score?
That's what I try and do. I try and do it
Mhm.
here at the fucking Versus bar. There's this one chick. I saw her. She set the score so fucking high. I sat there for like hours trying to beat it, but I was one, incapable because I suck, and two, high as fuck. But I was just like, come on. She said that I was there. There was no one else in the bar. I saw her do it, and I was like, damn. And I've been competitive with certain people about it, but that's what's fun about the bar is they reset the scores every day. So you could just go and light
Oh,
some
nice.
machines up and then bounce. But I've set the high score on a few Galaga machines at a few different arcades in this great
Yep.
nation that we call America. So, I take pride in some of my skills, but let's get into collectibles real quick though, because you're into all that shit.
Yeah.
You're literally surrounded by it. I'm impressed by it. You've given me some rare boy comics. I like comics too. I'll say that, but I don't. You do like this grading system I had never heard of. I was like, well, the pages look good, so that's fun. Because again, I bought most of my things when I was a kid, or like got them at some point, like trading, not like thrifting. You just find good finds and stuff, but like just more like by chance. I'm not like in search of the things. I'm like, oh my god, no way, I found this like on circumstance, and I'm like stoked about it. But you seek after like, and also you have a lot of books. I love that you're another comedian in person that reads. I read too, so just shout out to books in general.
Yeah.
But tell me about like what your like fascination was with just collecting in general, not hoarding, collecting.
It's my wife would say hoarding. My wife would say there's a fine line. But
Same. That's why I'm making art with all the things. It's not garbage on my desk. I'm curating.
Yeah.
Curating is a great word.
I think it started because like I grew up really poor. We didn't have a lot of money, and I remember like specifically like pretending like I had a Nintendo system when I was a kid, like drawing out maps of like mazes and stuff and pretending I was like playing an NES game, like, and because I saw commercials for it and stuff like that, and we couldn't afford it, any of that stuff.
But at the time, old school video games were designed that way, like just typed out like mapping stuff. So I mean, you're not that far off.
I think the best I got was like some Tiger Electronics games, like the handheld Tiger Electronics, which are absolute shit and garbage.
Yeah.
And then I had like a few comic books, like I would go to like a comic book shop and I would read until they kicked me out and said that this wasn't a library, or, and then they would have like 25-cent comic books or something like that. I'd be able to get like one or two. And the comic books I did have, like I read cover to cover to the point where like they fell apart, and I just loved them so much. So I had like deep connections with those characters, and I could tell you everything that happened on the pages and stuff. So then when I got older and I got, and I started getting money, I'm like, I'm going to buy the things that I always wanted when I was a kid. And that's basically what happened. So it's like all the pop culture stuff and things that I loved as a kid,
and now they're all huge too.
Yeah. Some of the things blew up. Some of the things are still, but as just like every one of us, we thought, like, I remember being a kid and, me and my sister thought we were the only people in the world that saw Princess Bride. And, because we didn't know anybody, it was like
the internet wasn't a thing, shelter, the internet was safe, all those things.
The internet wasn't a thing. We went, Princess Bride did horrible in the movie theater. It bombed horribly. And so you rented it at a video store because you just happened to grab a copy of it and you fell in love with this movie. And like, you're like, did anybody else ever see this? Like,
that's my family's version of that is the movie True Lies and then Teen Wolf. Those are ours in my family. Like, has anyone else seen these? Should be fucking cinematic masterpieces.
Yeah. Ours were, ours was Labyrinth. And
ooh, that's a good movie though.
Yeah,
To be
Labyrinth.
fair, you
It's a
picked
great
good
movie.
ones.
It's fantastic. But so then like as I said, I got older and then I started getting into comic books, and the way I get into I start and then I start listening to podcasts about comic books and start loving the art form of comic books and what it means to make a comic book. And I don't have I'm not creative in that way. I don't have that artistic ability like you have, to create art and to create
Barely
collages
capable. I am barely capable.
and but even Ham and the way she can paint and she can create. And I absolutely love artists and the way that they use their medium. The same with comics and stand-up comedians is an art form, and magic and everything, and to see somebody expert at their art form is amazing. So I started getting into love of comic books that way. And so then I started collecting some books, and in the same way that you did, like so most of my graded books were graded because I either bought them at auctions and things like that. There's things that I really wanted, and you can't get them kind of raw. I
Mm.
like to stumble upon them. I like to find them in at like a old lady's lawn sale or yard sale or whatever, or be in like a bookstore and happen to stumble upon it. That's what I like better. But some of the things they're really, really hard to find. So I bought them graded, but most of the stuff I had in my collection I found at some point and I had them graded.
So you
Like
like the pursuit though of the rare boys though, like you like that
I,
hunt too.
I do. So like there's certain collections like I go after and I try to complete. Like I would love to. I want every Kirby issue #1.
I
Jack
remember
Kirby.
that because I made a series of was it 3 binders where I collaged
Yep,
a
yep,
bunch of
yeah.
comic book
I have them
art
right
for
over
you.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck yeah. That was real fun to make. So when you were like, would you be down to make those? I'm like, absolutely.
yeah. Those are right over there. I've gotten to the point where I have so much stuff I have to curate it. I have to take stuff down and put other stuff up, and like I
Yeah,
have
you
to
have things like showcase, then you have things like
I
catalog
do.
and stuff. You have fucking like bizarre. I
I
had like a
I do.
drawer.
I just had to.
Whew.
This is the new case of all Simpsons figures.
Yeah, you weren't kidding.
So
I love that. That is beaut, though.
yeah. So yeah. And then behind me is I think my is this is my so Punisher is my favorite character. And but just by the way, I have stickers on my car that say the Punisher hates cops, you fucking asshole.
I
Uh,
love that you are very passionate and very vocal about
oh
the
yeah.
misconception of police loving fucking the
I
Punisher for some fucking reason. And I love the Punisher too. So it breaks my heart every time I see some dumb fucking cop like rocking that
I
shit.
had
It's like he
I
would
was in
kill you.
I was in Massachusetts on Friday, and some guys with a Punisher Blue Lives Matter sticker and a Women for Trump sticker on the back of their car, back of their truck,
Nice.
rolled coal on me. And
Nice.
yeah, it was the first time anybody did that, and I was like, which one of my stickers on the back of my car did you not like? Was it the one that said "fuck racism" or the one that said "punch Nazis"? Like,
Yeah.
what? Which one are you? Are you racist? Are you a Nazi? Because the Punisher sticker is kind of a little too small, and it was night out, so I don't think you saw that and could read that many words. So
I'm surprised they could even read at that point. You know, it's just
I,
like be impressed where you need to be at that point.
fuck racism are two words that they're very familiar with. So, and
Yeah.
Nazis and
Yeah, but
punch, but
they're usually
but
yeah, they're usually fuck and then cousin is usually
yeah.
back to
So
back.
this is my Amazing Spider-Man 129. That's the first appearance of Punisher.
Let's
And
fucking go. He's a
and then right
Spider-Man
next,
character. He's a
yeah,
spin.
he was
Okay.
introduced. Him and his go-go boots were introduced in Spider-Man.
I
Like
hate to be like the Debbie Downer, like the guy that like just does this. I'm not a Spider-Man fan. I don't know. Marvel and I'm a
I get
DC
it.
guy. Sorry. I just
Yeah.
love Batman. I like Punisher and Batman because they're like, I don't know, basically two things that it could actually happen, I guess. Like
Well,
people going rogue and beating the shit out of people.
that's what I loved about. So I was a huge Spider-Man fan when I was a kid. And then because Spider-Man was a teenager and he's been aged up kind
Yeah.
of, but he talked a lot and he made jokes all the time when he was fighting villains because he was unsure of himself and that was his like defense mechanism. And
Right. Yeah, he's like
and I really
quirky.
yeah, and I really liked that and he was the only character that was kind of like young and hip.
Mhm.
Uh so but then when I found Punisher, I was like the same as you. I was like this could actually happen. Like
Yeah.
this dude could exist. And granted like, you know, they take him out of the realms of that, but I was like that makes sense. I could imagine. I loved the intricacies of a man who goes to war, you know, and is comes home. He's a trained killer. He just wants to, but then his family gets killed. He snaps and he starts murdering people, and he's like, he's a bad guy. And but you could see this happening. But then you think, then the deep dive into it was did you know, and this is you know, like Welcome Home Frank or Punisher Born series where they deep dive into his psyche. We're like, was he always this, right? Or
Right.
did the killing of his family create him, or was Frank always this person? And now he just has a reason to do it. So it's a really cool character. It's really interesting, and I love to see different people's takes on it. So then this wall here is all my Punisher number ones that I have that are signed by the creators. So like that's Garth Ennis's
Fuck yeah. Let's
signatures,
go.
and then John Romita Jr., and that's Jimmy Palmiotti and Garth Ennis. Then and then this one is Stephanie Phillips and what else? What's blocked by the glare over there? Oh, that's I have Punisher number one, which is his first ongoing series, and that's signed by all of the creators. And then I have Greg Rucka Punisher number one signed. Greg Rucka is my favorite writer, so when he did Punisher, it was like absolutely perfect.
I see what you're
So
putting down. I think we need to just accept it and start making our own Punisher comic. Let's just fucking dive dick first into it and just start doing it.
yeah,
We'll draw it. We'll crudely draw it with crayons, and then we'll just be
I
like, "Yeah, it'll be cool, man."
I don't
That's
I
what it
but
is, right? You could just start doing it, right? All these people have like they're like, I have my own storyline or my own yeah, my own universe, my own arc. I'm just going for it. This in this one, he's whatever.
well, let's say they've done everything. They've done
I
like
know.
Punisher in space. They've done female Punisher. They've done Ghost Rider Punisher. They've done
You
everything.
mean Ghost
So
Rider? Oh, Ghost Rider or Writer?
yeah, Rider like
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
on his flaming head. So
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Cosmic Ghost Rider is basically Frank Castle in if you see any of the Cosmic Ghost Rider books right now.
I have one of
Um,
those, I think. I think I
yeah,
found one at a thrift store in Salem
that's
back
like
in
an
the day.
alternate universe of Frank Castle.
Yeah.
But
So that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
so
You
I have
just do that, right? And then Disney
I
sues you now or whatever.
well yeah, Disney will sue you like major quick. But yeah, like I said, I have so much respect and love for
Yeah.
comic book art and how you write a
Insane.
comic book and how you letter it, how you ink it and everything. It's just so much work and those guys, you know, guys and girls and they're just so talented.
Well, I think your appreciation to detail and all that stuff like translates into your magic. I think now, like over a half hour into this, probably is to actually say I've known you for fucking ever because we met when I was doing the variety shows, right, at Sully's. Because
Yeah.
I was just watching you. You're fucking amazing. I mean, you've always been way too talented to ever do shit with me. I'm thankful you're even doing this right now, but you just were on Penn and Teller. What the fuck is their show called? God damn it. I fucked the plug up immediately.
Fool us.
Fool Us. I'm like, he's amazing. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, how did this guy ever do my crappy variety show at this bar for like five people on drugs? Well, that's not true. They were good, but it was very hit or miss. I think my variety show definitely brought an element to Hartford, Connecticut that was unlike any other thing people like around there had ever seen. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fucking fun.
It was fun. We a fellow performer, Vivian LaFlamme,
Mhm.
Vivian knew you and was doing the show, so she put you in contact with me and you were like, yes. he swallows razor blades, he hammers nails into his face. So yeah, let's get him on the show. Let's do it.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I can then seeing you doing it on TV. I'm like, I remember he would just be doing that at the bar, putting nails in his head. And because also we had burlesque dancers on the show, and I had other sideshow acts. I would book like this one dude did the bed of nails, sword swallowing, all sorts of scary fucking shit. Honestly, I don't know how any of y'all get into any of that, but you're also a very, very skilled magician. Just so
thank you
fucking good, dude. Always, anytime I work with you, I'm like, why? Because then I have to go do dick jokes like before or after you, and I feel so like I have a bleach stain on this flannel, like like it's a whole thing, man.
I think my doing Sully's and stuff like that, my take was always, and it's a little less now because I have 2 kids and work is crazy, but I always said the mentality of stand-up comics got it right, which was you need stage time. You have to be up in front of people. If it's 3 people, if it's 300 people, if it's you need to record your act, tape it, videotape it, audio tape it.
You can't do that shit fucking acoustically, unfortunately.
Right.
I wish.
Right. So you have to, right. And there's magic is, I can sit here in my basement and practice all the time, but I don't know how it works. I don't know how the audience likes it. I don't know if something's hitting or not hitting. I don't know the timing of, walking from here to here or doing something on stage or any of that stuff. So it's all about flight time. It's all about, and all of those shows, everything that I did, all the fun shows that we did together for PAC TV and all the stuff that we did, all those cupcake shows and everything that I did.
Yeah. You're still doing those, right?
Yeah. It just came back. Yeah.
That's awesome because you have your own variety show at that what was it, Hardcore Sweets? They were on Cake Wars and all that shit. Yep. And I've done that show before. And again, you hosting a show, it has much more of a classical variety show feel, more vaudevillian. I mean that like in a complimentary way. Your show is very funny.
Totally.
My variety show was like, hey, I will be pretty drunk through this. You're going to see some crazy shit, but if you stay till 2 a.m, I will do 2 more hours drunk as fuck and possibly on other narcotics if you're hanging out. I would just do 45 minutes to close the show. Like, all right, a band's playing at 1 a.m. Perfect. I'm next. Yeah, we always fun times though, but it really, that for me personally was just my way of booking all my talented friends, because I met so many people that I was able to then transfer over to. A lot of that was my talent pool for Public Access and Chill in the early days, because you were someone that I knew that was super fucking talented. Getting Sarah and Marissa from fucking Bring the Hoopla and stuff, like and burlesque dancers too, all that stuff and bands, and that's how I met Zach, who I ran Public Access and Chill with. I booked his fucking band on my variety show. Now that I think about it, only because, and I mean this, I was friends with the bass's sister, because I remember like meeting Luke and like as an adult and being like, I think I smoked weed in front of you when you were fucking 12. How are you doing? And then I booked his band, and it was Zach was the drummer, and then we became friends. Weird fucking friends. But that variety show really opened up a lot of like, it taught me how to book like not just comedians, but to deal with all levels of narcissism, divas, singers, fucking, I had booked ventriloquists, fucking every type of thing you imagine, impressionists that didn't make sense. I loved each and every one of those shows, but again, always thought you were too good for them. And there was you and that saxophone guy. I was like, why are they even here? They're too good for this shit, honestly.
Thank you. I will say big shout out to OK and the Night Crew.
They're amazing.
All the time. I'm constantly like, in variety shows, in all these different shows, all up and down the Eastern Seaboard, right? And And I people are like, oh my God, we got this cool band that's coming on, and like the band will be okay and it will be good. And Zach, and it was like a long time I knew Zach before knew that he was in a band. Like I did not know that he was in this band. And he's like, oh yeah, we got this like 3-song album that comes out, and he's like, it's on Bandcamp or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna support you. Like I try to support all my friends and their artistic endeavors. So I bought it and I'm listening to it in my car, and I was legit blown away about how good they were.
Oh yeah, I guess I
not.
didn't clarify that considering Zach is like my best friend now.
Yes,
But
yes.
yes, their
But
band is also very talented. I did just book them because I knew Luke, but yeah, they're so fucking beyond talented. It's
I
nuts.
was not ready for how good it was. I was like, you support all of your friends and stuff like that, and you listen to it, and you're
Sure.
like, yeah, you say it's good because they're your friend, but then you never listen to it again. Like, OK and the Night Crew is in my playlists all the
Yeah,
time.
big
It
facts.
comes it comes up
Yeah.
all the time. I told Zach, and he's Zach, and he's just like, whatever. But I'm like, no, seriously, you're fucking good, and I was not ready for how good this was going to be.
Yeah, straight up. And that's how we became friends. It was just I liked them and they were not booked enough in my opinion. And I got like booking them more and more, got
Yeah,
them
yeah.
doing other shit at Sully's, and now they're doing like all shit all over the place. They're fucking expanding and I love that shit. But yeah, that was actually what's funny. Like I think like the third time I had booked them, Zach was like, "Hey, you do stand up. Is there any show of yours I could film because I have an internship somewhere and I could use the hours?" And I just threw this out there as a curveball. Like I didn't think he would do it or say yes. I was like, I have a show in Boston. I would love to film. And he's
Yeah.
like, I can write off all the hours like driving to and from there. So like, let's go. So he comes out to Boston. I'm like, holy shit. And it's a packed house and I bomb. So I pay, so I just bomb and it's all on film. And I was like, don't ever put this out, like literally. And then I'm like, what is the internship for? And then he goes, I work at this studio in Enfield, and that was it. I was like, does that mean like you can like pitch a show? And you know me, that's all I need to hear. And I'm like, how would you like to have a TV show with me? And we pitched literally that we just wanted to have a talk show, and that was it. We got, it was above and beyond after that. But yeah, then I was like, and that's how I've always felt like about this business or like creativity or like fostering it is like getting to open door. Like I love opening doors and being able to let my friends through them too. And that not, and not that I'm saying I can do that for everybody or I've done that for everybody and, exclusively, but like getting that chance ever to do that for people is so fucking nice because you're like, let's all fucking go for this. Like, hell yeah. Like I gotta like, let's use this fucking TV studio until they realized what a fucking mistake they made. And then they liked it. So then I was very happy with that. But let's talk about real things in just a second. We're going to take a fucking quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Yeah, and then the leader says, all right then we sentence you to death by butt fucking. Well, I don't really get it either, Grandma, but when I said it at that kid's birthday party, I swear to God, this one guy started laughing a little bit, and that was awesome. Well, then put Grandma on the phone, Dad.
No, I don't hear anything. All right. Can you say, I promise I'm not
No,
gonna
I
look
can,
at
yeah, I can see
I'm
the
not gonna look at
screen.
the screen. Can
Okay,
you say stop for me anytime?
stop.
Can you see that card?
Yep.
Okay. Now I don't need to know what it is. I'm going to guess about where it was, and we're gonna see if we can get 1 out of 3. Let's see. 1. Try to keep this in frame here. 2, 3. I think it's one of these 3 cards. Let's guess. Let's see. I think it's probably not one of these. It's probably not these 2, right? Neither of these are the card,
No.
right? No, maybe it's this one that's just standing up here. Is that it?
Yeah, fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
there you go. So
Yeah. That's another thing, man. I've seen you just do like live streams and you're just like flipping like legit like fucking magic. And I'm like, how he's a fucking wizard. I don't know how he's doing it. And I've loved the Penn and Teller show. I've loved all their things. I've loved their magic and stuff. And then getting to see you on that show, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? You were very like chill about it too. You were just like, oh, by the way, I did this thing. Like it's gonna be and I was like, what? Like a show I like and my fucking friends on it. Get the fuck. And did I not message you right away? Like I will be watching.
Yes,
I tried to do this before that was I didn't even know that was a thing, and we had scheduling bullshit or whatever.
Yeah.
We're very busy people. You're very busy. And yeah, you know, now I was like, fuck, I gotta let's have some cool down time because he's fucking famous now. But yeah, you were on that. Take me through that because that was fucking nuts. Because literally, I'm just watching you do. I don't want to put any spoilers. I'll put a link to the thing in the comments to this and people can like check it out and stuff. But you were on there. Take me through all of it because, you know, it's a big fucking deal. And you crushed it. You were so fucking funny. Your jokes were hitting, dude. I was like, yes, dude, let's go, bro. Like I love seeing my friends fucking succeed.
It was super fun. It was so like 2 years ago, I sent some friends of mine have been on the show before, some friends of mine in Magic and stuff. So I was like, oh, cool. So I got like how to submit a tape and stuff. So I submitted a thing like 2 years ago and I didn't get any traction, nothing at all. And so then
two fucking years.
Yeah. So then I kind of I took the trick and I was like really workshopping it and changing things about it. And basically it's a card trick. And but there's this old a famous magician, creator and illusionist, Jim Steinmeier. He has a great quote where he says like, give me any card trick and I can make it 100% better by taking out the cards. So I was like, how can I make this not a card trick? And then COVID happened and lockdown happened. And so during lockdown, I was just like, really like, I'm not going to do Zoom shows. I think I did the first like Zoom show ever.
If we can take that side path real quick, because I know Ham and I got very heavy onto the Zoom thing, especially during the initial lockdown, especially with the writers group and certain aspects.
Yeah.
But the day after shit shut down in Connecticut, you knew it was going to happen. You had already booked a show that was virtual on stream.
Yeah.
You had no idea what the fuck you were the first person to even put us on the map for that. I mean, you created a monster because now I'm doing this shit, but like,
yeah,
you knew shit was gonna not only shut down, but you're like, I gotta get ahead of the curve. And then you were also like, this shit's stupid, I'm not doing it anymore. You knew all the right moves ahead of everybody, and like, dude, that's only a testament to your wisdom.
No, I booked it and I was like, oh man, this is really cool because basically it came from my love, like you say, like I love booking shows, I love creating shows, I love doing it, but I hate doing it. Like I hate producing shows. But I love giving a venue for my friends to perform and do the shit that they do great.
And let's be honest, we both like performing too.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, my fucking life dream, but like it is what it is.
So another thing I tell magicians all the time when they're like, oh, nobody's booking me, nobody's doing this, or how do I get on that show?
Right.
I'm like, make your own show. Just
absolutely
create your own show. Go to a bar, go to some place and say, hey, I want to do a variety show. You know, will you kick in some money for it? Or let's split the door, whatever. Just four wall something. Just, you know, whatever.
I got some new stuff popping off here. Dude, at a Batman themed bar. Like,
yes, perfect.
So, I waited for this diamond in the rough and I'm very happy. But yeah, it's exactly what I tell anybody. It's like, run your own shit and then fucking host it. If you want to figure it out, that's going to be your bargaining chip if you narcissists need a fucking term like that. But like ultimately it's going to be your gym and bargaining chip. If it's successful, then they'll book you because the want is to be on then your successful show. You yourself are the credit. It's your success.
I host every show I do mostly because I don't pay me. I can pay everybody else.
But like / control freak.
It's control.
And I don't pay myself.
I don't. Yeah. So I so like this variety show, the comedy show I got coming up, I got a comedy show coming up first, and it's like Sophia Florence, Sean Murray, and Kevin Dolan, right? And I'm
I
going
love
to
all those people. I'm
love
excited.
them.
That's a
And I'm
great
gonna
fucking lineup.
and if you were in town, you could do it. But if but
I'll be
I'm
back in October.
let's do it. If
Hell yeah.
so, I MC it because I don't pay me, and I can pay them all the money. All the proceeds go to them, and I'd rather see them be able to make a good amount of money, not just like $20, right? And not just a drink ticket, but actually get paid. Do real spots, right? So I do a opener, a middle, and a full closer, right? Because a lot of these shows are like just 15, 15, 15, 15. You never get a chance to showcase. You never get a chance to do a longer spot, and I realized
Also, not as many people are worth showcasing as they think there are.
it's true.
It is what it is.
It's
It's not
very,
like a
very,
mean thing. It's just like when you talk, people get upset.
yes.
So
It's very true. Initially I did not I did it like a democratically, right? I wanted
Mhm.
every comic to do the same amount of time and get paid the same amount of money.
Yeah.
One
And
is
you're
because
very generous with even the I've done those spots. You're
yeah,
very generous. I've walked
one
away with way too many cupcakes and way too much money than I felt like I deserved. So
Well, it's one because I wanted every comic, I wanted them to get the same amount of money, and I didn't have to worry about paying one person more money than another person. And then
mm,
two, it's easier because I don't have to worry about who's closing the show, right?
yeah.
I don't have to worry about them really having 40 minutes, right? Or really having, a half hour to do. I could say, hey, if you want to do more time, do more time. I don't really care. But if they had 15 and that's all they did and the crowd was loving it and they walked out, good. We were all set.
Well,
But
that's kind of always been my model too, is like everyone does the same amount of time because everyone's all just like good. Unless someone's
yeah.
like A from out of town or like two, like
Hmm.
a like showstopper, it's like, yeah, they're gonna go last and they're gonna do some time. My most important thing with that, like everyone like democratic as you put it or whatever, as long as
Yeah.
the flow is nice. I think the
Yes.
MC, you have to make sure the flow is important. I'm talking like this person's loud and then this person's quiet and then this
Yes.
person's
Yes.
like whatever and then like also like what goes well after what, like you can't like
I think
if it's a variety show, like a band's probably going to be last, like they
yeah,
tolerate
yeah, yeah.
comedy, they like the burlesque and they're all there for the bands, so like you know what I
Yeah.
mean, like
This is all things that I learned by watching you and then and watching other people host shows, but in doing it myself,
absolutely.
a lot of mistakes I made, like you said, like I would book comics because they asked me to be on the show, right? Or they would show up at the show hoping that they would get a spot, right?
Yeah.
And I felt bad and I wanted everybody to be on the show, but then I didn't know what their set was, so I didn't know where to put them. So I was going like an Eddie Murphy style, like loud, boisterous character, and the next person is like this soft spoken, very wordy, very like intricate, you got to get really into it type style. And then the next person was like, another loud person. It's like, oh, I think you need to change this up. You need to ease into it. You need to go up, or you need to, so
The MC, need to bring them to the level they need to be. Like if a person smokes it, like crushes, you can
yeah.
bring them back down to bring them back up for the next person, or
And there's other things I
bring them up if the first person sucked. Like
and doing lots of MC work and doing lots of stuff, seeing really good MCs.
it's
MCing is
thankless for sure.
it's thankless, and there's an art form to it, because like the MC should come out, he's got to get the audience up, he's got to get their energy up, he's got to get them ready for what the show is going to be, right? He has to be able to introduce the next comic perfectly, but he has to I don't, as I'm saying he, but that person has to be able to know how much time to do and not do too much, right? Not be egotistical. If the audience is loving him, loving them, and they're going crazy and they're really into it, don't do more time. Get the next comic up.
No,
right?
it's like doing your set like in this persuasive way almost, where you're like the showrunner. It's like this, like you yourself, it's known that it's a show because you're the host. You're I mean, like, people really forget MC stands for fucking master of ceremonies. Like, and it's supposed to be someone that's masterful
I
at
always
conducting themselves.
when I'm backstage, I always listen to the MC. I'm always, I'll go over my set list and stuff like that, but I'm listening.
The person before you, yeah, for sure.
I'm listening because I want to hear what they're saying, what they're doing, but a good MC will come out, will start addressing people, or go, hey, how many people here have seen live comedy before? And it's like, oh, like, and you're listening to
Don't do all my jokes.
But you'll hear people say, and you go, oh, and the MC will say stuff like, oh, like, not a lot of people. Okay, you guys are in for a big thing. How many of you guys have seen burlesque before, right? And so everybody backstage goes, oh, okay, like, this is a veteran crowd, or they're I hear them into it. Or the MC will say something like people up front and be like, hey, guys with your hands crossed, what's your name? Tommy.
These are all things I say. Yeah, for sure. Like,
Tommy, what's your name? Yeah, Tommy, what's your, Tommy, what do you do? It's where you from? It's like, hey, did you plan on having a good time tonight? Or are you just going to sit there with your arms crossed, right?
Yeah.
It's like, so.
What'd you come here to see? Like, how'd you hear about this?
Right. But now everybody backstage goes, oh, I'm going to fuck with Tommy, right? Or, Tommy's from Tomlinson. I know I have something to latch onto, right? Or, so these are all things that you should be listening for and hearing for. So the comic in front of you is, like, let's say, like, he's messing with Mary and Mary makes a joke or something like that. You can do a callback to another thing that somebody else said.
Oh, for sure.
So
there's nothing. Let's talk about the opposite when the comedian doesn't do that. Like, this is just like when it's comics or whatever, but like when the comedian clearly didn't watch the comedian before them and they ask like the same dumb like fucking question, like, who smokes weed? And it's like, literally the guy before that spent his whole fucking set talking about that. Like, how? Like, and there's like that tense, like, seriously, we have to do this shit again. I mean, I've had this sick fantasy of like, you need 3 comedians to do this, and I'm spoiling it by revealing it on this, but it would be 3 comedians doing the exact same set back to back verbatim. So it's like, let's take it through the first comedian. If it's a good set, we'll do well, I guess. They have a fine set because it's a set. The second comedian is going to eat shit of epic proportions because they're going to hate it. But that third comic,
the third one, they're going
to crush.
They're going to figure out what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. The third one's going to set this unprecedented fucking thing for this fourth unknowing person that is just like, what the fuck? Because that's the real joke, is the person that has to follow the 3 comedians that just did the same set. That's very funny to me.
We had a monthly show at Bar in New Haven, and we would do this monthly show all the time, and it got to the point, and it ran for like, I don't know, like 2.5 years, something like that. And I was the bar magician, and I would do spots on stage, and it got to the point where we were just like, at some point we're like, we should do a set where all 3 or 4 of us, the regulars, go up and we do our 15-minute spot, right? And then we all do our spots, and then we have a halftime and we get shit-faced drunk. And then we go back up and try to do the same 15 minutes for the same audience and see how well we can do it.
I can't imagine. How is Magic drunk?
Oh, it would be horrible. It would be crazy. Like,
take me through just walking. Like, you just said, walking around Magic. I know I've seen you do gigs where it's like that, and I know Paul Kilmer has done gigs like that too. Like, take me through like, walking around like a social mixer and doing magic for people. Like, what is that fucking like? Honestly,
you're
just us girls here.
You're a professional interrupter. Like,
really?
Yeah. It depends. So a lot of the walk around. So I did restaurants for 14 years, and that's like professional interrupting. Like, you're going up to the. You're going. Well,
I'd just go to bars and they'd have the guy. It's like, you want a tarot reading, and it's like, no.
Yeah. That's basically what
that's me though. Now.
Yeah. That's basically what it was. It's tableside magic and stuff like that. So but then a lot of my walk around magic is mostly corporate gigs, and it's getting hired by a company, like they're having like a mixer, they're having like cocktails before dinner, or there's a show and they want some type of entertainment. And so really, there's a
that's more set up then, though.
Yeah, so
Like just like springing it on, like not like the guerrilla tactic of a comedy show where like maybe there was a flyer in the bathroom for the past week, but other than that, no one's been informed.
Yeah, I've never done. So that's where magic and comedy don't cross over. I've never set up a
sorry.
I've never set up a PA system and like got on the mic and said like, "Hey, did y'all know that there was live comedy here tonight?" And everybody turns away from the hockey game and goes, "Shut up!"
Yeah.
Right?
Comedy's on the lowest form of the lowest rung of the totem pole of like respect in the arts.
No.
Like you respect the bucket drummer more than the comedian talking about his dick.
I've always said it's like magic. So stand-up comic is like here.
No.
Magician is here.
No.
Right, and like right above comic is juggler because everybody loves a good juggler.
Yeah, for sure.
Down here is mime. Like mime is down here.
Yeah.
Ventriloquist goes up and down depending on how good the ventriloquist is.
Jeff Dunham. Yeah, it's like Jeff Dunham's here. Then it's like a dog doing anything.
Oh,
it's funnier than any person, and then you have jugglers.
The dog just runs around and goes up and down a seesaw, and people are like, "This is the greatest show I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah. Well, okay. This is how it goes. This is okay. I got it now. Ready? Jeff Dunham, a dog dancing, Wayne Brady, jugglers, magicians, bucket drummers, improv comedians, stand-up comedians.
I don't know. No, I think
clowns. I'm going lower.
I think
live streaming Dungeons and Dragons.
I think no, there's some crazy live streams of Dungeons and Dragons, but
it's popular as fuck out here. That's why I'm throwing shade.
Yeah, stand up. I love the intricacies of every art form, and going into stand up. When I started doing stand up comedy and started going to comedy clubs and stuff, seeing the stuff that comics do that magicians don't, like where comics. So magicians will.
What's the most stark one? Like the one
the biggest one is, and I'm talking about like good comics, right? So we all know the difference,
of course.
Right? So a good stand-up comic tapes their set and tries to do their set as many times as possible, like in a night, right? So that's why a lot of people want to go to New York or anywhere so that they can go to all the open spots, right? And hit as many as they can, 4 or 5 spots, and tape every single one of them. And while they're in the Uber on their way to the next spot, right, they're looking at their thing and saying, okay, I said Kalamazoo, Michigan as this place that I got broke down in. But what if I say Walla Walla, Washington instead? What if I change this from doo-doo to poopy to caca to shit? Like, what's the funny? They will change.
It's temporary. It's this very temporary thing. That's why. And we try and hold on to it, and we try and recapture it by retelling these stories, these tales, these whatever. And like, and then being like, what will get the maximum effect? It's like, well, I noticed when I said this with this inflection, or I changed it to a more local reference or whatever. Yeah. And repetition is key.
They're always changing it. They're always changing it. And I see this all the time, is like, they'll change it and then they want to do it as many times because every audience isn't the same. So let's say that they changed it one time and they said caca instead of poopy, right? And the audience laughed their balls off, right? Then you go to the next set and you say the same thing and it dies. Right, but you want to keep going. You want to keep doing.
Well, it becomes gambling because then you once you repeat it a bunch.
Was it that audience? Was it the way I said it? What changed? Right.
For me, it was crowd work that opened up that like third eye, because I'd be like, I noticed I learned 2 things by doing crowd work more and more. One, ask people questions in ways that they can only answer it a certain way. Therefore, they can only answer it A, B, C, or D. Therefore, I can build defenses, E, F, G, and whatever, H. I can't fucking do the alphabet right now.
No.
But like, you know what I mean? It makes it more easy. And that's just for not even fucking comedy. Arguing with your wife about who fucking is turn to do the dishes, fucking the bank while you overdrafted. Just bring that energy fucking everywhere of just tactical
and
Crowd work's just politely dominating a conversation, basically.
Yeah, but and then onto that, I see like the crowd work, and then the best comics, their set is perfectly scripted. They have everything that they want to say, but they know it so well that they're fine, that they're in. And this is, again, it's good comics. They're in the moment, and if somebody says something or coughs or their phone goes off or something happens, or they don't get a response that they were looking for, or they do like a crowd work where they say something and they can go off and be and in that spot, right? And joke and laugh with that person about that thing, right? If a waiter drops a bunch of stuff, right? The comic is going to address it, and it's got to say something, and they're going to laugh, and they're going to be on it and keep going, and they're going to be like, oh, you didn't laugh at that joke. Were you a waiter or whatever? Right? And then they're going to come back to their script. They know they can always come back. They know they can always get back and continue on, right? Magicians are the same way, but the bad magicians, or the ones that don't really hone their craft enough, they're great, but it's a script. And if that guy drops a bunch of stuff, or somebody yells out, oh, I saw the blah blah blah, or I love, they don't break away because they can't. They only know their set, and they haven't, and they're not doing it enough where they're changing. They're not listening to it. And this is like, the best thing that you can do, and this is what I learned from stand-up comics and stuff like that, is to tape every one of your shows and then watch your show, and then do it in threefold, right? Watch it completely full, like just watch the video of it and take as many notes as you can. I fucked up this, or I said this wrong, or this didn't get a laugh, right? Then watch it with no audio. Just watch your movements and go like, oh man, the movement's wrong here, the movement's here. I don't hold this up enough. It's too blurry, blah, blah, blah. Then just listen to it and see how many times you say, you're telling them, instead of saying something that's funny or a interesting thing, you're just saying, and now shuffle the deck, and now put the deck, and now you're just giving them instructions, right? Instead of working it into a good script, you're just instructing them on what to do, and that's boring, right? And if you see bring it back, if you watch the Penn and Teller,
video, let's get to that. My wife is saying I have to pick her up from work soon because it's a fucking ghost town. There's freezing fog right now in Nebraska, but I've been begging Pam's been begging, actually. Sorry, excuse me. She's been begging to get the inside scoop of all the Penn and Teller stuff. So I want to hear so 2 years, you finally get it or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
So the Fool Us thing was, so lockdown happens, and I start really working on my bit. And I'm like, I'm not going to do Zoom shows because I don't really feel like my presence, my comedy, and my magic really works to Zoom. And I wasn't ready to designate a whole spot in my, build like a Zoom session place. So and then also a lot of my friends who were professional magicians were doing that. And I didn't want to eat their lunch, right? I didn't want to take shows away from them. So I let them do all their stuff, but then I worked on this bit, and then along came this, right? This is the 1v1 magic competition happened, and a friend of mine was running it, and he's like, hey, will you join it? And I said, yeah. I said, yeah, that'd be good. It would give me something to do. And so this went on, and it was like against a bunch of magicians. It was really fun. Some of these magicians were really well known and have become well known, and I won the whole thing. And
let's fucking go. Congratulations.
Thank you. But more so, but in it, I was able to do this trick twice. Once at the very beginning and once at the very end. I changed some things in between. But you got to do a routine like every single round. It was basically like a March Madness bracket where you faced off against another magician,
which is so subjective and tough too. Like I haven't won shit in multiple competitions myself,
It was very so. It was, and then they had two of the same judges every week, but then they had a third judge who was like an alternate chair. But anyway, so I won the whole thing, and I was like, man, I really think I hit on something with the trick. I really found a cool niche to it, and so I took that video and I sent it to Fool Us, and they got back to me right away, and I was like, oh, I think I'm in. I think I got something here. So they had some questions about it, and then I Zoomed with them, and I met with them, and they discussed a bunch of stuff, and they wanted to see the trick live. So I did the trick live for the producers of the show, and they had some questions.
Did you have to go?
So I was just I was just Zooming with them.
Ooh, so brutal. And not to give
So
any
I zoomed
spoilers,
with
you
them.
put a nail like up your nose in this trick, like
Yeah,
fucking way, like
yeah,
hammer it the fuck up there.
yeah. So
And it's got a
and
nice
so
bit
I'm
too
doing
in the story. Sorry.
yeah. So so the trick is called blockhead. It's just lots of people do blockhead, and
Yeah.
but I always and blockhead is just everybody's seen hammering a nail into your
Yeah, but
face,
there's a
and
story and there's magic and there's like
that's
bits and there's jokes peppered in. And you're
there's
crushing, by the way.
thank
You're
you, yeah, thank
screaming
you.
too. It's like the loudest I've ever heard you talk. I don't know if it's just in a theater, but I'm like, let's go, bro.
Yeah, so I'll get to that real quick. So basically the yeah, so I'm zooming in. So it's the trick is blockhead, but I always wanted to do blockhead with an actual magic trick because most people just hammer the nail into their face, and that's the bit, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like, how do I work this into a card routine or a magic trick or anything? So then I that's how the trick evolved. So I zoomed with them a bunch of times, and it goes from them really loving it to them not too sure about it, and then they because they
Gotta love
change.
producers, right?
Yeah, exactly. So then
Been there.
finally they say after some like funny like bits and some like craziness that happens, they're like, no, it's perfect. We got to have you on the show. So I book it. I fly out to Vegas to tape, and
Yes.
I'm super nervous because like I said in my post on social media, it's one shot. You don't, unlike other TV shows where they'll let you reset and do it again. This is just one chance. So
Yeah.
if I drop
They
something
don't have the time. They're like, fuck that. I'm not watching that again.
because they frame it as a competition, uh,
Right.
that you don't get another shot. So if you drop something, it's over,
It,
right?
it's it's a fucking rise to the occasion sort of situation. And you definitely
Right.
did.
Yeah.
It's an amazing trick.
So I practiced the trick like 500 times. I had done the trick a bunch of times before, but not in this way. So I practiced the trick 500 times to the point where I actually ruptured something inside of my sinus cavity, and I would randomly start gushing blood from my nose.
Ugh.
And I'm like, I don't know what this is, and I can't have it looked at before I go out because I know I'm going to go to see an ENT, and they're going to say stop doing this.
Yeah, straight
and I
up.
and I can't stop doing it because I need to go on TV. So, and fast forward, what they ended up doing was lancing and putting like silver nitrate in my sinus cavity to seal it, and it
Ugh.
burned. It burned like hell, and it really like just basically
Uh,
cauterized. It
it takes a
cauterized my
lot to make
sinus.
me queasy, dude. And I'm
It
like about to
it
boot this
it
fucking Red
it,
Bull.
it cauterized my sinus cavity, and
Oh, the
I wasn't able
smell.
I wasn't able to breathe out of my nostril for like a week and a half. And then when it finally like healed, the amount of like scarred mucus that came out of my nose was disgusting.
So,
But
so can you not
so
do the trick in that in that nostril anymore?
I can, but I did switch to my other because I can do it in
Uh,
both. So
God,
I
doesn't
go
scrap the bit. Commit to the bit, folks.
so
Holy
I get
shit.
out there and I'm worried about just all of a sudden bleeding. It's not has nothing to
She
do with the
mentions
trick.
blood now that I
So
think about it.
So that was just an irritate. That was just I had an irritation blood, but so
Can you
I'm
imagine just
yeah, exactly. So I'm worried about that. I'm worried about everything. I get out there, I do the whole spot. I do I tape all. They do all your taping and stuff the day before. So I do all my taping and stuff, and then I go, and then they tell me they're like, hey, would you show up early for taping for your rehearsal and in the live taping? And I said, yeah, sure, because they just put you in the Rio, the same hotel that it's taped in.
Oh,
So
nice.
I go down and I check in. You have to get COVID tested like 100 times. So then I get
Do they
to the
test the nails or they use a nail
no,
while they COVID test you?
no. So then I get to the green room. They all laughed about like COVID testing. Like, you're used to this, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah. So then I get to the green room and they're like everything about the whole show, everybody involved were super great, super awesome. I have no horror stories at all. Everybody was great. The green room was fantastic. Everybody was awesome. So then
you want to hear Adam's horror stories? Subscribe to the Patreon, you guys. That no, I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you one at the very, very end. So stick tuned. This is the sickest thing that ever happened.
That will be on the Patreon.
So I'm set. So I go up to do my rehearsal, and they're like, "Hey, there's no audience in the place, right? And there's not going to be any audience when we do the live taping. You have to pretend like there's an audience here. We're going to digitally make an audience and do all the laugh tracks. So you have to be like 100% energy and give it your all because there's nobody here. And you have to pretend like there's a bunch of people here." And I'm like, "You got it. No problem." So that's why I'm like amped to the 100th, right? So I rehearse it. They love it. They come down. The producers come down. They're like, "Adam, that was great, man." They're like some people get like nervous, like it's all empty.
Yeah.
You crushed it. So I go back down. They're like, "It's going to be a couple of hours before you're ready to go on, though, because we have other people that have to come on. The camera crews have to get set, blah, blah, blah." So I'm like, "Okay, no problem." So I go back down to the green room. I'm sitting there. I'm just talking to some other people. And then they come down. They're like, "Adam, are you ready to go?" And I'm like, "For what?" They're like, "You're taping." I'm like, "It's only been like 45 minutes. What are you talking about?" So I scramble and they're like, hurry up, please." So I'm scrambling to get my stuff together. I get all my things together. I go up
being rushed.
I'm being rushed out. So I don't know if this is good or bad. I'm like backstage. I'm like, "Okay, here we go." I'm getting ready to go. And the guy's like, "Oh, hey, by the way, Teller isn't here. He got sick. Just Penn is here, but they're going to digitally put Teller in later. He's zoomed in. So you need to pretend like Teller is there."
And oh my fucking God, dude. What the fuck?
And you need to pretend like the entire audience is there.
Oh my God. You can talk about this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so like, Jesus, fuck.
I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, this is so weird.
So it's just you and Penn in a room?
Yeah. And so
Penn and Adam?
So Teller was zoomed in, and he was on like a little he was on a computer screen talking to Penn.
That's fucking
I just saw him the day before. So apparently he was sick and he couldn't come, and they were worried. They didn't want anybody.
Oh my God.
They didn't want anything to happen. Teller was fine, all that stuff. And but so I go out there, I do my whole performance, and then when I'm done, when I take the nail out, I know that there's blood on it. There's a way I take the nail out that I can see what's happening. So I know I'm bleeding a little bit, but I know it's not gushing blood. It's just irritation.
Right.
For me practicing too much.
He's so used to his nose spontaneously bleeding from ripping.
But Allison freaks out.
No shit. That is super apparent in the tape, no matter what.
One, the producers wanted me to do it with her super close. Like I invented.
She was mad close.
She was mad close. They loved it because they knew she was going to hate it, and that was going to make for great TV. But so I pull it out, and there's like a little bit of blood on my nose, and she's freaky. She's like trying to stop the thing, and she's like telling the producer. She has an earpiece in. She's telling the producers, he's bleeding, and my every ounce of energy and all my aura is screaming at her to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I've got this. Don't worry. And I can't stop and clean it up because I've got a load of fish into the goddamn bag. Shut up. Please shut up.
Whoa, spoilers.
Spoilers. So it ends and it's all fine, and I cleaned up and it was all great. She was very, very nice. She was super awesome. She was honestly
caught her off guard. That's all.
She was honestly 100% looking out for me, and she wanted to make sure I was all
right. You're bleeding.
She was really, really nice. So and then, but I don't know what happened in the trick. I don't know if I flashed. I don't know if I did anything. I don't know what happened in the taping, right? Because you don't get to see it.
Right.
You're just done. And then I go home, and then for the next almost year, I'm waiting to see if I made the show. And
shit. So there's not even a guarantee that you're going to be.
There's no guarantee. I had 3 different friends.
So they just have your content forever.
I had 3 different friends go out and tape for Penn and Teller Fool Us and never made the show because something happened.
And they can't put it in their press kit. The ultimate tragedy.
They still do put it in their press kit, but they don't have any video evidence of it, right?
No.
Because so I'm like, please, I just want to be on TV. I want my girls to see it, and I want to be able to post this on YouTube and shove it in the face of everybody else, right? And because I'm very petty. And so no, I'm like, please, I just want to be on. So the whole season happens, and the last episode of the whole season, I'm on.
Oh
And
my
I'm
God.
the second to last. I'm the third to last person on the whole. It goes Hector Mancha, me, my friend Ben Zabin, and then this guy Richard Strong. And that was the last episode of the whole season. So I was like waiting all this time, and finally I was on.
That's fucking incredible, dude. And again, it was such an amazing fucking thing. And
Yeah,
like, I'm so happy that it made it out there. And I'm glad that you were just patient because that's the reality of this business is you have to wait a long time and stuff. But you know what you don't have to wait a long time for? This episode to be out. We
hell
can always
yeah.
do a part two another time. Unfortunately, I have to scoop my wife from the impending doom that is the Nebraska fucking wind. But
Yes.
Adam Parisi, plugs. Where can people find you? Where do you have shows coming up? What do you want the internet, the world,
Oh, always just
all
hit
of
me
my
up.
YouTube subscribers to know about?
Just go to adamparisi.com. All my socials are there. There's a link to everything. Follow me, subscribe and do all that stuff. There's my link tree there that tells you tickets to all the shows that I'm on, where I'm going to be. I perform at Mohegan Sun a bunch with my friend
Fuck
Jim
yeah.
Spinato. So yeah, just adamparisi.com and that will take you to everything, man.
I love it. Adam, thank you so much. This was amazing. I love you, dude. This was rad as fuck. We have to do it again soon. Promise me.
Hell yeah, definitely.
Fuck
Part
yeah.
two.
Yes. Fuck yeah.